You know, where the fuck Dub at, man? Where the fuck he go? Here I am. You looking for me? Yo ass is fine. Boy, that got Dub, and I'm back with another video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Deuce from me and my big bro. Yeah, fuck this no. He said he gonna teach me how to wrestle. I'm gonna win the belt. Cause I'm back for ya. The boy Dub Deuce in the building. All right, what up? It's that guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. How y'all doing at the end of the day? Shouting, I'm good money. Got a special guest in the building. The funny, you send the fluffy, you send the incomparable, you send the man with the master plan, TimBukTu. What's happening?
What up, dog? How you feeling, man?
Chilling, man. You said Super Bowl Sunday. You said y'all know this is pre-recorded. We're recording on Super Bowl Sunday. Means you said if we out here in these streets grinding, you need to be out here in these streets grinding. You know what I'm saying? But what up, though?
What is you doing if you ain't?
Yes, sir. So what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Excited to go hang out with my fam, man. About to get some good food. You know, watch this game, enjoy some good commercials, see Rihanna half naked. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. So, starting off with that, what are your predictions on the game?
I think the Chiefs are gonna pull it out. At least I hope they do. And I nothing against Philly. I Philly is cool. Don't get me wrong. I just really want to see the Chiefs win. I've been a Chiefs fan since Priest Holmes. So yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. I had this sweatsuit that was the same color as the Chiefs, and I was like, yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all, brother. You said if y'all don't know, my man TimBukTu is a comedian. You said he's a comedian. You said he's engineered. You said this man, he's multi-talented, multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what multifaceted is, Google it. You know what I'm saying?
And in this case, multifaceted is I like multiple meals at any time of the day. You know, I like breakfast, dinner together at the same time, and not just calling it Brenner. But I mean, I really want some hash browns, a steak, some cabbage, and some eggs, like all together. Like I want it. Cornbread.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, you said like I mentioned that you're a comedian. So like, what you said for those that don't know, what did get you into comedy?
Honestly, one of the things that really got me into comedy, one, I've been a funny guy my whole life. Like, you know, I tell everybody that, you know, you got to have a fat, funny friend around and make your life go better. We're going to make you laugh and make sure you eat. So I was actually on my weight loss journey. I had lost 170 pounds, 168, 170 pounds. And every day I was posting like videos, just, you know, when I was walking or after I walked. I was doing a squat challenge. So I posted the squat challenge. I posted me doing jump squats, and I would like make jokes analyzing the videos. Like it was this one video where I did a jump squat, and out of nowhere this dude walked behind me. So I thought when I jumped, he fell out the sky and landed, like, because it was just so random. Like he just came. I was in the backyard of my house where I was staying at, and he just came from around the corner of my backyard. And it was normal. He walked past like it was nothing. I'm like, damn, did I jump into another dimension? Like I talked about it during like the recap. And then I wasn't getting that high up on my jumps. So I had like watched it, and I was like, I think I see the fatal flaw and why I'm not getting off the ground, and not my shoes was leaning. So it was like, you know, they were saying that like, bro, like you're hilarious, you know, yet you still trying to, you know, make it realistic, but you still going, like, and you know, it just became such a thing. I remember my first when I was like, all right, you know what, I want to try this comedy thing.
Okay.
I had seen an open mic. One of my friends, she's a singer, so it was a singing open mic, but I didn't know that until I got there. Until I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get these jokes off. And I had the first night, I went the wrong night. So I had went, and I was just going by myself. And I told him the case, like, yeah, I'm just trying to make people laugh or whatever. And when the next day came, I finally actually had people that came with me. So we was there. We did they was trying to see me joke. Now, because it was a singing open mic, they wasn't really trying to let me go on like he was, but he was like, oh no,
not the crowd for that.
Right. So that's what he told me, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to get these jokes off. So I went up there and I did my jokes, and it was like I had to learn this part in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
People were definitely staring at you, like they definitely just look at you, but they laugh. Like if you really have a stage presence good enough, like you won't actually hear that much. Personally, I don't hear that much on stage. Right. I can barely hear the laughs. I mean, obviously, if the acoustic is right, I can hear the laughs. Mm-hmm. But I had to learn that I really had to be confident, because when I first went up there, the only person I heard laugh was the DJ behind me.
Oh, wow.
Well, I ended up turning to him and saying like the rest of a joke to him and everything. When I got finished, I went to go hug the girl that I came to see, mm-hmm. and left. I don't even think I paid my bill. Like that's how much nerve I had going into it. So when I watched the film back, I didn't realize that I was getting the gut busting laughs that I thought I was getting, that I didn't know I was getting. So it was like I always equated to. Have you seen Purple Rain, right?
Oh yeah.
At the end when he does Purple Rain and he runs down the stairs, and he, because he didn't think that they like really, took to it, accepted it the way he thought it would be, but yet he's getting a standing ovation, like they want to hear an encore. Right. That's how it felt. Like if I wouldn't have been in the basement to hear the cheers, I would have just thought it was, they ain't like it. Like, but people was like really laughing. So I'm like, all right, maybe I do got something here.
Well, I can attest to you. I've seen you personally live. You are hilarious. You said, like, I'm not gonna get into what you do on stage, because hey, if you want to see what this man does on stage, you got to find him in the city and check it out for yourself. But I promise you won't be disappointed. But this guy is funny. He has a presence on and off the stage. You said you see him on Instagram, you see him on TikTok, or you say all this stuff like that. You say right now you're doing every day for the Black History Month, which has been very educational. And I welcome that. You said since I've been following you, I've been noticing you every year. And you said I got to give you kudos on that.
I appreciate it, man.
How did you start that?
So the Black History post actually started because of my aunt Susan. When we was younger, like when we was crazy young, I call her Auntie Toby. She would always call us every day in Black History Month. Matter of fact, she'll call us the week before in January, like, hey, to be ready. Mm-hmm. We'll be calling you every day. So we had to have like a Black History fact.
Okay.
We had to say, even it could have been about something or about a person. Right. So the year that I started, I just like, I just want to do it. Mm-hmm. It was crazy because that year in the month of February, ended up finding out she had cancer.
Oh man.
Right. So it was kind of surreal. Like damn, the year that I just randomly start to do this, just like, giving my report on Instagram, like she gets sick. Yeah. So she enjoyed every day. And then, the following year, getting ready for, February, the next Black History Month, mm-hmm. she ended up passing in January.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Thank you. So it's like I had to. Mm-hmm. I had to do it. So now I kind of just keep it going for her. Like, you know what I mean? I understand people might like to see it, but it's not for anybody else but for her. Like, right. So, and I do, obviously I'm trying to cater to the crowd, but at the same time, if they don't like it, they don't like it. You know what I mean? I haven't got any negative feedback about it. Personally, as somebody that wants to be better at what he does, mm-hmm. yes, I critique it a lot. Like I'll be looking at it like, this was lame. I could have did better. Like, but a lot of the stuff, like I literally do the research at the time of the video. There's
Right.
a few people that I kind of planned out. Like today is a slightly planned out, pre-recorded guys. Sundays Super Bowl person is picked out because it's a football fact. It's a black. I want to say it's a black coach. It might be a coach or a player. I forgot the person, but I got the research. So once I go into it, and kind of the way my brain works is I learn and then I process right then. Like that's not so much like I don't retain as well as some people. Obviously repetition, you're gonna get good at it, but the way that I process it, like as soon as I learn it right then I'm applying it right then.
Right.
So I'm gonna make a joke right then. So I can't really necessarily bring up a fact from 10 years ago unless something jogs my memory.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna just like, look, I'm gonna let you know right now, Sojourner truth is the truth. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could probably make some joke about that and I can obviously keep going, but I'm gonna try to keep it as best as I can.
Okay, you said, well, like I scrolled down Facebook earlier, and you saying, I don't know if this is an actual fact. I'm just gonna spit it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they'll let us know in the comments if I'm wrong. But I
Right.
saw it, so I was gonna mention it. That apparently that James Amos, the father from Good Times, played for the Kansas City Chiefs back in the day.
That I do not know, but that would be kind of hilarious. I mean, but there are a lot of like famous actors and actresses, or even wrestlers that have been football players. Goldberg played for the Falcons. What's his name? Brock Lesnar, I think, played for Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think The Rock played for somebody
Right.
very briefly.
University of Miami.
I think there was a couple other players. I mean, a couple other wrestlers, I believe, that were players, if I'm not mistaken. But generally, a lot of things cross over like that. Yeah. So it wouldn't be outrageous.
Right. Okay. Listen, now I wanted to touch back on the Black History facts. You said it's like you said a minute ago, they're not for everybody. Not everybody love them. They're whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me personally, I think it's teaching education. I think it's also just broadening your horizon. So I think it's a very positive thing that you're doing. So once again, I have to give you kudos on that. Because
I appreciate that.
Because like not everybody's like pushing education, and that's something that whether you get a laugh out of it or whether you get some knowledge that you didn't know, you're getting something from it. And if you say, "Oh, well, I don't like it," you still heard it, and you still picked up some information that you did not know. So you say, like I said, kudos to you on that.
Appreciate you, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Like, even if I get the facts not 100% right, now if you want to prove me wrong, you have to go do the research. And if you already know it, then you already know it. But then we can look up that together. So then, therefore, we are learning together, which I'm good with.
And it opens up the conversation, which nobody wants to do anymore. Nobody wants to have the conversation. I may have the entire premise correct, but there might be a slight, tweak in the context to make it a little more factual, but we're having the conversation. So that's definitely appreciated.
It's definitely some stuff that when I'm doing research, because I try to keep it on the light side. And like I said, there's some things that I process. There's some things that I've seen that I'll be like, whoa, like that's wild, because it's a lot of conspiracies behind a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So reading, matter of fact, there was something I read about yeah.
We're getting some feedback on your end.
Is this better?
Still a little static. You say something else?
I'm about to turn my audio off and tell me if you still hear the feedback.
Okay, you kind of sound like a computer. All right.
Our internet seems to be pretty good.
All right, so one more thing.
One more thing. You on your Wi-Fi? You on your Wi-Fi?
Brother.
You said it's me?
Yeah, it's definitely on your end.
That's weird. I don't know. Everything seems clear for you.
Okay. It sounds a lot better now. So.
All right. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Now, diving back into it. You have gone from comedian, entertainer, to one of the baddest engineers in the city. I don't
Shit.
know what you knew about engineering before stepping to the plate like you have. How did you take to that so quickly?
To be honest, that's my being. I'm a quick learner.
Mhm,
It even things that I'm not necessarily interested in, I'll be able to learn it, and apply it.
mhm.
Of course, if I'm not interested, how far it goes is how far it goes.
Right.
But I've always loved this side of it. Like when I was in high school, I was a part of our TV production team,
Okay.
and I learned some of the visuals, some of the sound stuff. Very little. Um, we had like a concert where there was multiple lapel mics everywhere.
Mhm.
So you had to make sure the sound was right. You had to make sure you knew your numbering, like everything. Like and I learned literally on the spot. Like we had, I want to say, one rehearsal. And the guy that was doing everything, he was like, he was on the sound. He was like, he was like the production manager, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
I'm looking at him like, yo, bro, where can I help? He was like, honestly, I need somebody back here. I'm like, all
Mhm.
right, whatever. He's like, this is this mic, this is this mic, this is this mic. All right, so who has what mic? He said, this person has this person has this. All right, bet. And the show ran so flawlessly.
Mhm.
Like he was just like, bro, like you done this before? I'm like, nah. Like I've always loved sound.
Right.
Like a big fan of sound. Like even my music, like I'm always messing with the EQ to try to
Mhm.
get the best sound. So when Lex brought me in, shout out to Lex.
Shout out to Lex Vegas.
Lex had brought me on the show in September.
Mhm.
And it was my first time on the podcast. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of dope.
Mhm.
I actually asked him to be on the show, to be a part of his host, because he had just lost his co-host. So
Mhm.
I'm like, shit, if you need another co-host, that's cool. He was like, well, honestly, the only reason why you wouldn't work is because usually my co-host is a woman. I was like, well, I got titties, that don't count. He was like, nah, it don't count. I'm like, dang, but I'm gonna hook you up with Grape. Shout out to Grape.
Mhm.
Um, so I ended up doing Grape Show, and you know how Grape Show is. Grape can be all over.
Yeah.
And I don't have the knowledge that he has on some of the things he talks about.
Mhm.
But I go in, I still, like I said, I listen and process.
Mhm.
So I'll make a joke out of that, but it'll throw Grape off. Or at least at the time it did.
Mhm.
And but I still wanted to be a part of it somehow. So I'm like, maybe if I learn something else, I could be a part of it. Um, at this time, I think Lee needed some. He needed some help, essentially. He
Right.
needed some help. And I was like, well, shit, just show me. And I mean, I went to a computer-based school, so learning the computer stuff ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, it was just knowing where to put what and how to do what. Once I learned it, it was just like that.
Right.
And as a producer, my favorite thing is to make whoever show it is to make their vision 2020. My job here is to make sure your vision comes to life.
Okay.
And that's just where I go with.
And you said that's a beautiful thing because you said like I've been you said around you for a minute, and like I said, I see what you do. You said every time you do a show, you're giving 110% doing the sound effect. Like I can't even cap to you the funniest thing before every Thursday night on Lecture Show.
I did that so I actually did that on stage at the Growing Wings Adult Services show we did, because a lot of them are fans of the show,
Right.
and Lisa is one of our big sponsors, so I knew it would kind of hit, and it was amazing. Like honestly, like I didn't know it was gonna go that crazy with the man. Like it started out as a joke. You know what I mean? That just started as a joke.
You kind of made it your own. You said, and it's like it almost feels like okay. We're still talking about Lecture Show right now. It's just you can't not have Lex cannot do a show at this point without you doing the meh or asking the question. Like
You do be in the comments like Tim, but that's the question.
yeah, you said that's just me showing my love to y'all to use, and then also, like I said, because to me, like I said, the memory man and the question that is synonymous to the show now. Just
Yeah.
like the AK, he cannot go through his show without doing the AKAs because I'm gonna feel cheated. So if you don't do the memory and ask the question, I feel cheated. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's definitely without the AKAs, which I love the way he's been able to incorporate me into that when he does with the music and stuff like that. Because that's just fun. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of the stuff that me and Lex do on the show happens within that hour. Like that hour that we get here early, like we don't call each other, hey, this is this idea, this is the idea. No, Lex has his show basically built out through the week, and I found out what I need to find out basically at the time of us coming to the show to set up. Like so none of that stuff is scripted. Like everything is on the fly.
I mean, you're talking about crunch time though, but then again, that speaks back to your genius as an engineer and a producer. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't know or have some semblance of what you're doing, you're gonna fail doing that every time until you develop the skills. But it seems like I said, because it flows so seamlessly with y'all two, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like so, like you said. So I guess that leads me to my next question, which would be, if somebody wanted to, I guess you said jump into producing and engineering the way you do, but may not necessarily have a technical, use a computer-based background. Who would you tell them to holler at, or what advice would you give them?
Honestly, first thing I would tell them is go into an open mind. Don't go off of what you assume is how it goes and what you've seen. Well, my one friend told me this. No, you want to go into it with an open mind. Now, if you have any prior knowledge, absolutely use it, but at the same time, still be willing to relearn anything that even if you know it, and like everything that I went to. Shout out to Lee Money. Lee Money actually showed me, the basics, what I needed to know. Anything I needed to learn after that, I would ask him. I wouldn't have a problem with asking him. So I also would look online, look on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. Look on YouTube. YouTube Academy could show you a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And the biggest thing also is you have to have a passion for it, like because this stuff don't necessarily pay right away.
Right.
Like, you have to really learn. You have to be willing to go through all the struggles. You have to be willing to want to upgrade. Taking constructive criticism. A lot of people cannot take constructive criticism very well. To me, like honestly, I love a vocal personality because I know how to deal with it. Like look at Lex. Me and Lex, a lot of people can't handle Lex. Let me put it like that. And me and Lex work together like it ain't shit. Like we are peanut butter and jelly. We are motherfucking Oreos and milk. Like you that's kind of perfect because he's black as hell and I'm light skinned. So
the crazy part about that shit though, that he black as hell, he act light skinned than a motherfucker.
So maybe I'm the chocolate. I don't know. That is perfect. He will be the Oreo because yeah, makes sense. No, but you have to be willing to take advice well and be willing to, even if they say I don't like the way this was put up, and it could have been technically perfect. It could have been standard. It could have been textbook. But if that's not what they want, if that's not their vision, you have to be open to understanding that that's not what they want.
Yeah.
So like, even if somebody say, well, I don't like the way that production looks. Well, the way the person wanted it set up, this is how it was set up, and this is what they like. Right. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, they're not the crowd for you. But at the same time, if this person is happy, my work is done here.
It is funny that you mentioned that about you working with Lex, because you've seen every intro that Lex has had, or every skit, or using video, or using whatever, because y'all know I've edited most of them. by the time we get to the finished product, there's been at least 30 to 40 rough draft versions that I've have seen.
Well, which I would have to give you your kudos on that because your turn time is pretty quick.
I try.
Like I think you filmed the video Saturday. The video was ready Thursday.
Yeah.
So that and editing is crazy. Like I actually want to pick your brain about because I want to edit a little. I want to learn how to edit a little bit better. I know the basics, but as far as the other stuff, I would like to really kind of get into. Right. I feel like honestly, I think that's where my turning point would be. Okay. Like if I can edit too. I think my skills would go crazy.
Right. Well, I guess one of the first beginning tips I can give you as far as coming to editing, especially if you're having to match audio and video, you said it's like because when I shoot, because like I try to shoot the entire thing all the way through. That way I have a backing track. That way and then I could just add stuff on top of it. That's exactly how I did his latest intro. I did the full version, and then I was able to. When I wanted to cut away from the main backing track, I was able to layer something on top of it to where you see the other shot instead of the backing track. And you see, but a lot of people they'll sit there and try to take little second clips here. That it's impossible. It's almost impossible to do that because matching up the audio and the video a lot of times it's very time consuming. It's a headache. It's like.
So yeah, you coming down to the frame, like it's crazy. So that would make a lot of sense. So you film the whole thing through, the music all the way through, and then that's my base, and then the building upon that. That actually makes sense. That's your first layer. That makes a lot of sense.
At least that's how I do it. I've also like the little small little things, like the whole the intro for unscripted. I did that on my phone. You just something the whole little
button. I'm sorry. It's been killing me not to hit these buttons. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I appreciate the buttons. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the whole little promo with Nina Amore. You said that was done on my phone. You said, like I'm learning other ways to to incorporate, especially because I'm having laptop issues right now because I needed to update the laptop, but all of us. Well, a lot of us, when it says update, we skip it till later, and then when you say you're finally gonna do it, mine said, no, we gave you a chance, my nigga. You're too late now.
It was too late.
Yeah, so now I have no sound coming out of my laptop. So I've been, I still have to keep things going. So I've been transitioning to my phone. Like right now, I'm shooting. I'm shooting this off my phone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the quality's good, you know what I'm saying? The sound is good and everything like that. So far, you said like I did the interview with my brother over the phone. Just about any interview I've done with my phone.
Yeah. We had a very simple conversation about this. So yeah.
Yeah. And you said, which is why we kind of touched on it. You said with my last guest, Nina Amore, shout out to her. She was amazing. You said, by the way. We were talking about it's like you said there's a way to monetize everything because me personally, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna tell anybody that's following us or stuff like that. You can turn your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snapchat, all that. You can monetize all of that. So you're sitting here putting up bullcrap stories or that you can monetize that now. So like if you're not doing it, that's on you. Because like right now, I literally just went into my Instagram and so if I go live, you can buy badges for my live and it pays me. If I get certain numbers of people watching my reel and stuff like that, I can get paid for that. It was to the point where like I had to fill out 1099 tax forms. So that I could be taxed on my stuff that I post on Instagram, and Facebook is the same thing. It's like. With the YouTube, my channel's monetized. It's like, so like I said, there's ways to to gain extra streams of income. It's just you got to be willing to tap into it.
Okay.
Just like even with the editing, like I said, anytime I can get out there. If you wanted to sit there and pick my brain about editing, you can do all of that. I'm an open book. You know what I'm saying? It's I just like you guys are here for me when you say like because I guess we'll be real here. You said I've dealt with some struggles in my life, and you have been one of the strongest. You saying supporters and support systems that I've had. So it's like if you can if I can take showing you editing is just a small token just to say thank you. I would do that with you saying without you saying without thinking. So you saying just once again I thank you. Anything you ever need from me, I got you 120%. You know.
I appreciate you, man. I definitely. I mean, I'm as your brother. I'm not looking for payment. I'm not seeking payment. You know what I mean? We not keeping receipts. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing like that. But if you want to pay me back with edited, Doug, I ain't gonna.
Hey, I tell anybody if you need something from me, especially when it comes to editing, you got to know your vision before you come to me because my vision may not be your vision. I can shoot it, I can edit it all day long, but at the end of the day, unless it's your vision, it's not going to be right.
And that's kind of what it comes from, where I come from as a producer. That's the reason why I do enjoy people that are a little more vocal. Like I said, Lex, people, I do enjoy people that have a vision, that know what they want, know where they want to go, because I can put up anything. I can make it look 100% textbook. Like I said, I can make it look visually appealing to anything. But if it's not what you want, it's not going to be right. So when it comes to the editing, I can imagine it's the same way. Without you telling me what you want, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get something that might look good enough. Don't get me wrong. I can give you good enough all day, but if it's not what you want, it doesn't even matter.
And it's like, but it's another thing people need to learn about editing is it's extremely time consuming. Like I said, if whoever project it is, if they do not have their vision, it's almost impossible. Just like the pimp named Dickback skits. I have 2 to 3 hours worth of content I've got to master down into 10 minutes.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
yeah, see, that part is definitely, like, a lot of that is definitely time consuming. I think I know personally, I love to see that part of the process, just because I think because I am so much in the background that I kind of, those are the things that interest me. The final project is the final project. But seeing how we get there, seeing the journey is definitely way more sexy.
It's like with my style of shooting and editing, I call myself run and gun, because you can say like say you're playing Black Ops or something like that. You saying you run and gun. You say you're not going to start towards the end of the level. You're going to start at the beginning. So like when I shoot, I shoot as the script says. That way, it makes it easier for me when I get into the editing booth to edit them, because I know the storyline. I know exactly how it's going. I know that like Hollywood directors, they'll shoot the end first and then come back to. I mean, like y'all are dealing with time constraints or whatever you say. But me personally, I like to shoot as we go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
go ahead, my bad.
And I was gonna say also, I'm just like other people. I like to shoot 2 or 3 takes each one. And it's like, and like even with the bloopers, I think that was 8 or 9 minutes. Like I said, another couple of hours of stuff I had to pull from.
So, I gotta imagine it was a million bloopers.
Man, that was hilarious. But yeah. So getting back into the comedy thing. So who are some of your biggest inspirations, whether it be local or whether you saying the global stage? Who are some of your inspirations?
So before comedy, my biggest influence was definitely Eddie Murphy, D.L. Hughley, Eddie Griffin, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Richard Pryor. There's a lot of people that's even like, I guess you could say, not as big name as them. Like I used to watch Comic View. I used to watch Def Comedy Jam. I used to watch the Bad Boys of Comedy. There was so many different comedy avenues that I enjoyed very much. And I still love them to this day. However, when I got into comedy, there were some people that, you know, I've seen locally that just have made me want to strive to be better per se. Chevy Terrell, his comfort on stage is like no other. Like that has been my goal, is to be as comfortable as Chevy is on stage. Now, obviously, I'm comfortable on stage. I wouldn't be doing some of the things I do on stage if I wasn't comfortable. But his like, I'm not gonna say I move a whole lot, but like he doesn't move like at all. He just stands there, and I feel like
you're right, yeah.
So, and I feel like that's like that's a different level of comfort, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I moved to get the crowd with me, but and I also can't see out into the crowd, especially depending on the lights. I can't see shit. So, I also like I'm looking out to the crowd. I'm trying not to, I guess, necessarily engage too much because I'm trying to remember my jokes, because I'm the type of person that can make a joke like right then off of what a person said. So I'm trying to make sure I get off my actual material before I start digging into the just me being silly back.
Right. Well,
so,
you said,
go ahead.
Is it a different skill level to be able to write a joke, tell a joke, and perform a joke? Or like say like you get a heckler and you get to improving, which is harder to do? You tend to write a joke, to perform the joke, and execute the joke, or working off improv?
I believe that comes down to the individual. And for me, the harder part is to write a joke, because I don't really write jokes. Don't get me wrong. I have a set, but that set came from not writing it. Okay. Like it was just a thought process. And once I seen how well that the joke went, then I tried to build off of it. Because I was just trying to keep this fire per se. Especially if I know the joke can be used anywhere. Like there's some jokes that you can only use in certain crowds, and then there's some jokes that can be used anywhere.
Right.
And my set is made to be used anywhere.
Okay. You said it was like, this is like, there's one thing that you do, just like I said, the man is synonymous with TimBukTu. The whole sudsy wee thing, that needs to be turned into a joke and a promotional campaign. Like
sudsy wee.
The Fupa Fresh Packs on deck.
The Fresh Fupa Packs, that started because of a joke. I think I don't know if we were. I know when I did it, when they first seen it, it was at the Odeon. We was at the Odeon. They had gave me a couple bars, and shout out to Doug, to Market Christie. I'm about to say Doug Christie. Shout out to Market Christie. Shout out to Fluff. Shout out to Christie. I love both of them. They had gave me a couple bars, and I was like, well, shit, I'm about to put us out on stage, because I always talk about, you can't be big and stink.
Right.
So when I pulled it out, and from where I pulled it from, matter of fact, I tell them I don't care. I pulled it from my belly, and it, the crowd went nuts. Like, it was wild. And I was like, yeah, I got a fresh fupa now. And I believe that's where the Fresh Fupa Pack came from.
Right.
And like, she said it's a good product. It's been going crazy, which it's a great product. It's $25. You get like a little a bamboo like sheet to reserve your soap with. They also give you a soap holder, and they give you 3 bars of soap. These soaps, I think, average from $8 a piece, $8 to $9 a piece, and you getting 3 of them for $25 on top of the extra stuff with it. It's a great product.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I bought from them before, and saying the packaging is beautiful. They're not cutting any corners.
Right.
Definitely got to shout out Mark and Christy with the Sudsy Soap Company. We love you guys. You said they definitely part of the family.
Big part of the family, man.
Definitely. So you said where you're at in your comedy. Let's next 5 years. Where do you see yourself?
Ooh, next 5 years is really tough because because I've been behind here, it has taken a little bit away from my comedy career. I love it back here. I mean, I want to be a game show host though. And I feel like learning the production, learning the back end part could also help me later into down the line.
Right.
But 5 years into comedy, I'll at least I feel like I'll be able to do an hour set.
Okay.
I mean, and I confidently do an hour set. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I can go on stage and talk for an hour. Absolutely. Like, I mean, I do a 2-hour podcast and I don't necessarily run out of material to talk about. I can keep going. Right. But it's also because I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really talk that much any other time. Like right. I talk, don't get me wrong, we can have, we can converse, but I'm usually to myself. If you ever really notice me, like I'm by myself in most cases. Don't get me, I'm very friendly, people love me, I love other people, like, but usually unless somebody say something to me prior, like, hey, I want to ride here, like you said, you're going to, fuck it, I'll ride with you. Like, I'm usually just gonna pull up by myself. And that's just one, because it's easier to keep track of one person versus, 3.
You ain't lying.
Like, and because of my nature, like if I know you roll with me, now I'm concerned about your well-being. Yeah. Not that I'm not concerned about your well-being any other time, but like we're a unit at this point. Like, so, if I'm by myself, at any given time I can leave. I can say, all right, y'all, I'm out. But if you roll with me, and unless you tell me you riding with somebody else, I gotta make sure you cool.
Right. And which music can sometimes be a headache, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it definitely can. So like what you said, you spend a lot of time there at the studio. It's like, are you getting the satisfaction from being on the board as you do on stage, or do you think you wish you had a little more time? Well, not necessarily wish you had a little more time. Do you think you saying like that you're finding the balance between the two to where you still can knock out both?
I think I think it could definitely be more balanced. But I enjoy being back here. So it's not like I regret it or I don't feel like I don't resent doing this at all. No, absolutely not. I do feel like my comedy could be further along. Like I'm only a year and I'll be 2 years in May.
Right.
And a lot of people, like when I started, people didn't believe that I had just started. Like there's like, you sure you only been doing comedy for this long? I won in my first 6 months doing comedy. I won 3 competitions.
Nice.
Right. And like people was like, damn, like, we seeing how well you're doing. Let's see how far you go. But of course, consistency matters.
Right.
I mean, I do, and I did shows that a lot of people didn't see, because I'm at the point where I'm still trying to hone in my skills. I'm not necessarily saying, hey, you got to come out, like this shit about to be fire. But of course, when it's it's a show, come out. Like we about to shut it down because there's comedians. But if I'm doing an open mic, if I'm doing something just quick, like then I'm not necessarily blowing people up to tell them to come out because I'm honing in. I'm trying to practice. I'm not telling you to come to a practice game. I'm telling you to come to a game. Right. You know what I mean? The only, like, there was one competition where I purposely didn't invite anybody. This was the second competition. My entourage, the people that was around when I first started comedy, that came to every comedy show, they came because I knew, one, they was coming anyway. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could have said whoever promoted this show, they was coming because they rock with the comedy in Cleveland. But I didn't want anybody to come to this one that I knew. I wanted this to be, one, because of me. Because my first competition, it was crowd vote.
Right.
When I first started comedy, my people, they was like, we coming out. This a competition. We coming out. We coming out. And I won. But afterwards, because I'm in my head, I'm like, did I win because I won? Or did I win because I had more people there?
Right.
So I was like, all right, this next competition, I kind of got to prove myself to me.
Right.
Fuck everybody else. This is to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went first on the card.
Which is to me, that is the worst position to go. Because now you done your thing. Now everybody else is sitting there in their mind. I've got to outdo this guy. So even if their jokes are mediocre, they're gonna tell it with a little more flavor to try to beat you. You know what I'm saying? So like that is an extremely difficult place to be.
But what made that also dope is now with me going first, you have to be funnier than me.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's nothing to throw me off.
That's true.
I'm the first comedian. So I'm bringing all material. Like, I'm not going off anybody else's things. I'm not going off of what's in there. I definitely made a joke about the venue per se, but everything else, it's all me.
Right.
And if you aren't outdoing me, or if I know I'm hearing my name throughout the night by other comedians, I've made my mark.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like the person that there was two headliners that night. One of the headliners said, "I don't give a fuck what y'all say. TimBukTu won." Like, so when I heard that, I'm just like, I mean, I still didn't think it was it. Like, don't get me wrong. There's still technicalities. There was 3 judges. There was actually 3 judges this time versus the crowd. So if those 3 judges say, well, he was funny, he might have been energy, but we didn't like the way he structured his jokes or, stuff like that. If it had been anything like that, then I could have lost. You know what I mean? Right. So I was still, I felt good about it. Don't get me wrong. I felt good. I felt like extremely great. That was actually the night I met Tyrone, and we both know how great of a comedian Tyrone is.
He's hilarious.
Right. There were so many people there, like on that card. For me to go first and win, like I felt so good. Not gonna lie to you, bro.
Okay, like you said the last time you said that I got to go to one of Lex Vegas unapologetically funny shows. You said Key Silly, you said came up on stage, and I know that's your motherfucking Brister.
That's my motherfucking Brister, nigga.
It was her first show back. Since her grandma passed. Like as somebody that you said that's got on stage and you saying been able to perform. How do you still go? It was like if you got something heavy on your heart or something heavy on your mind. How do you still get on stage? You still be able to do it without messing up or being in your own way.
That's honestly tough. It is definitely the toughest part of comedy. But some people use it as therapy. So you getting it. Sometimes you're getting it off your chest. So it could be the exhale per se. For me, matter of fact, the day after that competition I was just speaking of, I got fired from work. I literally won the competition and it was 11-11 and got fired. Like I'll never forget that shit. And I actually went to an open mic that night with like the Cleveland Comedy Fest is what it was. It was like after a late night open mic. None of these people here knew me besides Dave Flint. Shout out to Dave Flint. He had seen me at the Garage Bar by Clayton Cole. Cole Clayton, my bad. This is the day I got fired. I'm on stage and I'm telling them like, yeah, I guess it's weird because I just got fired today, but I got some weed and I'm a notary. If you like, so because I was able to kind of like turn it around, people laughed at it. So it kind of boosts your spirits when at least for me, the reason why I started comedy, or the reason why my everyday, like I like to see people smile. Like honestly, I love seeing people smile. That's just one of my main things in life. So um, it made me feel good to make people laugh, even if they are laughing at my pain. Like it's if I can make you smile out of it. Because one, I mean, me and my cousin Lewis. I don't know if you met Lewis.
I don't think
He been on my show. Skip to my Lou. He'll be on my
I,
show.
I haven't met him in person, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So what we do, even in like our toughest times when we have a conversation, like we're joking.
Mm-hmm.
We both kind of had a situation where we were in a father role, and are now out of that. So we call each other and say, "Happy used to be Father's Day." like we, I mean, to some people it could be insensitive. To us, we just like, hey, that's what we deal with. So we gonna make a joke out of it. I have a joke for if I die. Like if I get shot, I told my cousin he has to say this at my funeral. Like, look, dude, he said, "Don't be mad, don't be sad. I know he's in heaven because he's holy now because I got shot." Like so, this, like it. There's so many things that we try to laugh to keep from crying, and that's just how we move.
That's the thing that you're saying that I think a lot of people have. Some people have lost sight of. You said you have to find the funny in everything. You said like something because there's joy in something. Just like okay, say you lose a loved one. You were saying, but they were battling. You saying depression, or they were battling. You saying just because recently it's I had a friend like in beginning of 2021, and he'd been friends for a long, long time, and me and the wife got into it. And it was about money. It was a stupid argument, but it was about money, and he hit me up asking me for some money and some help, and you saying that he would always anytime I was in a bad way. Or you saying like I just needed somebody to talk to, he would sit there and call me, and he said he's from California, just like me, and then but he could do impressions like nobody's business. But he said he said kidney failure, and he ended up dying of kidney failure, and he had to go to like dialysis 3 times a week and stuff like that. But he always had a smile on his face, and we were like everybody would love. They said they liked his Master P impersonation. His Master P impersonation was cool. His E40 impersonation was to die for, though.
His vernacular was great.
And it was crazy. He happened to hit me up, and like I said, I'd just been arguing with the wife about money, and I was like, "Bruh, I love you, but I gotta cut you off. Every time you hit me up, it's about money. I can't deal with this right now." And we stopped talking. And I just found out like 3 weeks ago that he died in November of last year, and I just found out 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can say it's just like, but getting to my point was finding the joy because he's been on that kidney list years and years and years trying to get it to the top of that list, and we couldn't do it. My mother, who works for the hospital system down in Georgia, tried. We tried everything. We could not get him at the top of that list. But the joy I found in it, he's no longer.
Yeah.
So now the smile and the positive energy he put on the outside to mask his pain. Now he doesn't have that pain, so now he can smile down on everybody with no pain. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope. That's dope. That's funny that you say that, like with the. I'm sorry about losing your friend, by the way. That definitely sucked. I think that was the first time that I made a mass group of people like laugh. It's at my grandfather's funeral. And I didn't look at it, it's comedy wise per se.
Right.
And I was just speaking my truth, and I think that's the reason why I am so comfortable on stage because I'm just speaking my truth.
Right.
I had it was my grandfather's funeral. They had all the grandkids come up front, and we all said something per se. The two youngest didn't say anything, but all the like you say the middle kids did. And when it got to me, I was the only one left because I'm the oldest grandchild. I was like, "Dang, everybody left me. I'm by myself." People laughing. They already loosening up. And I just told them like, me and my grandfather didn't necessarily have, the greatest relationship. We didn't always see eye to eye. He always wanted me to cut the grass, like, and I ain't like it. And like everybody like bust out laughing. Like I'm like, but this is for real. Like he just had me cutting grass every 3 days. I hated it. Like he bought me a phone just so he could tell me to get on this grass. Like I could be out and about. Hey, I need this grass cut. Like whatever your plans was that day, he would catch me walking outside the house. Hey, where you going? I'm going to, no, you ain't. You got to go cook this food. Like I literally, like my grandfather would have me doing so much, but thanks to his lessons, like I can do a lot. Like I the reason why I'm this big is not because I was eating McDonald's. I mean, I probably had a cheeseburger in between all of the good meals, but I cooked. My grandfather made me cook. They cooked. I lived with my grandparents for a while. They was cooking. I was eating good food. Like so, because of his teachings and because of all of that, when I was on stage, well, not stage, but just up front talking to everybody, I seen what I could do, and it definitely helped.
Well, you said it's like from your brother. I'm trying to tell you, you said you do an amazing job. You know what I'm saying? You are funny. You said, like you have wonderful stage presence. You said so I definitely got to give you your flowers because you said. I love the fact that you said now we're getting into the realm where us as men we can talk if something's bothering us. So if you say, hey, you said you can give your brother his flowers, and you said so I like that. You said so. You definitely from that guy Dub to TimBukTu. I definitely got to give you your flowers, brother. You're doing your thing, man.
I appreciate you, man, and likewise, bro. Like, I watched the episode with you and Alex was at the car show. I thought that was dope. Yeah. I didn't get to see last week's episode, but my Thursdays are so crazy. But I'm definitely enjoying what you bring in the red line, man. I love your editing. Like I said, I would love to learn it. And then just anything you need, bro. I'm here, man.
I definitely appreciate that. You said like plug. You said we've been sitting there talking, and you said like I didn't realize what the damn time went, but you said plug your show, my guy.
You catch me here on Red Line Radio, LLC, every week, every Tuesday, TimBukTu Tuesday from 6 to 8. Usually every other week I have Louis, Skip to my Lou and Worldwide Mage. I just call them Lou and Mage, but they're on every 2 weeks. They've actually been on this whole month. Mage has been on every day for a whole month. I don't know. He might come and be a permanent thing. I don't know, but it's lovely. It's nice to have this type of space where I get to just talk and bring to you what is going on, because this game called life can be tough for everybody. But with TimBukTu Tuesday is to show that there's many avenues that people can go down to make their life worthwhile. At least if you know what you have out to offer to you, then you may go into something that makes you feel a whole lot more worthwhile. You might find your purpose, man. And that's what I'm here to do, to show you the different avenues through the people that are taking those avenues, so that I'm not just telling you, hey, you can do this. This person is showing you that you can do this.
Right. Well, speaking of not playing games, you said when is that guy Dub and elbow grease gonna mix it up on the sticks?
Well, we can make that happen. So you got, I think we Xbox friends. I don't know. Yeah. All right, then we should be good. You play what you play?
Right now, I'm on the Madden 23. You said, like I said, with everything going on, I'm hopefully within the next couple of weeks I'll go ahead and get the NBA 2K23. I do the GTA. You saying like I want to do the Call of Duty and all that stuff like that. Because one thing I am gonna gift myself this year for my birthday is my own game streaming equipment, so I can also stream stuff like that. And that's one thing that I've always, me personally, I wanted to see from your show, but that's just a me thing. You know what I'm saying? Just, I love what you're doing over there. We haven't got to play it. We've been Xbox friends for over a year now and have not played nothing.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But I'm not gonna lie to you right now. Only thing I really do play is 2K. Like I play 2K and I play PUBG.
Okay,
that's pretty much it. So I mean, and PUBG is only because I used to be a PUBG dog, and like some of my friends, they just wanted they like, hey, let's play some PUBG.
Okay.
Just because I guess they want to reminisce. Let's go back. And don't get me wrong, I still have some of it, but not like I used to.
Okay. Okay. Well, you said that's awesome. Well, we definitely got to set something up. I know we had talked about doing a Madden tournament. Of course, I'm still 100% down for that. For anybody that wants to use it, because I'm spanking that ass, spanking that ass.
And we got to get you on TimBukTu Tuesday, man.
Absolutely. You said definitely, absolutely. You said the way everything's rolling now, you said basically maybe what we could do, we could record get a little segment recorded just like we're doing pre-recorded, and you could just add it into your show, because you said like right now, you said, because I'm no longer on the road at the moment. I'm actually working for a meat processing plant. Thankfully, the pay is about the same, so I'm not losing. You can say so, but you said my schedule is from 3 to midnight, so yeah.
I might need to join you on that on the job, because I lost mine last Wednesday, bro.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm working on my business. I'm a notary. I'm a mobile notary. So I'm working on that. I got everything posted, basically set up. I got my business, my EIN, my LLC. Like, I literally have everything. Right now it's grind mode, bro.
Right. Well, before we get up out of here, like I said, we plugged your show. We've talked about a whole list and litany of things that you said. We've had fun doing it. I did want to mention one thing real quick, because if this don't help out nobody other than you, and I'm willing to do that, I just found out recently that for me working for this meat processor plant, I can get most meats that they make at this plant for like 30 cents a pound.
That's all I wanted to hear you say. I knew you was about to say it when you said, well, me working here, he about to say it. He about to get, I need a ribeye steak. I need a barbecue soon, brother.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah. We finna do that. You say, like, holla at you said Don P, because you said I got him coming up as a guest here in the next couple of weeks and stuff like that. And I've seen what he can do, you know what I'm saying? But yes, I'm extending that to you. So you said once I get to the point where I'm ordering from them and they're just taking it out of my check, 30 cents a pound, I'm not going to the grocery store again.
Ever. But they got chicken?
It's basically pork and beef.
Oh, it's pork and beef. Okay, that's
cool. Yeah, what I do there right now is I work in the new kitchen where basically we hang pepperoni on these hooks and they take them to the smoker or whatever. I hang pepperoni all day, like 60-inch things of pepperoni.
Is it only second shift?
Well, they have a first shift. I think they come like 6 a.m. to 3.
Okay, where is it?
We
can talk off air.
You said what?
So we can talk off air, whatever. I'm not, I'm not trying to.
But I think they also have I know that's a hump. I know. But yeah, we can anything else using around that, we could definitely chop it up off air about. But you saying, bruh, this has been an amazing interview. I'm thankful that you blessed me. You saying that on the show.
Oh man, anytime, bro. You my guy, man. You my dog.
For sure. Well, we about to get up out of here. Oh, tell the people where they can follow you.
So if you want to watch the Black History post, you can follow me on my on Instagram and TikTok at TimBukTu. That's TimBukTu _31 on both of those platforms. And on Facebook, it is actually what TimBukTu stand for. My first name, Timothy, obviously Tim. My last name is Washington. I'm on every dollar. That's where the buck comes from. And 2 because I'm a junior. So Timothy Washington Jr.
I like it. You say y'all make sure y'all follow my guy. You say y'all make sure y'all drop them comments in the comment section down below. And without further ado, I love you. Buck loves you. Man, we out of here. All right, bro.
Get all your residential concrete projects done the right way with the most trusted company in town. Serving Lorain County and surrounding areas, Affordable Concrete Solutions is here for all your concrete needs. Providing concrete maintenance, washing, and sealing, decorative stamped concrete, driveway and sidewalk concrete removal, concrete flat work, and much more. We pride ourselves in offering the best concrete services possible and are backed by years of experience and a history of excellent service. It's our ultimate goal to provide each and every client with the highest quality of workmanship, professionalism, and efficiency while emphasizing exceptional customer service. We design, install, and maintain all concrete. Whatever your concrete needs, let ACS be your answer. Contact us today for your free estimate.
You know, where the fuck Dub at, man? Where the fuck he go? Here I am. You looking for me?
Yo ass is boy, that got Dub, and I'm back with another video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Deuce from
Me and my big bro. Yeah, fuck this no. He said he gonna teach me how to wrestle, man. I'm gonna win the belt. Cause I'm bad for ya. The boy Dub Deuce in the building.